yeah, this was a hockey game. Caps win 4-3 over the New Jersey Devils in New Jersey in overtime. An overtime win, finally, for our Washington Capitals, breaking a lengthy streak of absolutely no luck past regulation time. They had not been doing so hot in overtime and certainly in shootouts of late. So yeah, this is a streak snapper there for the Washington Capitals in that regard. They had not won a game past regulation in, I believe it was like almost 2 months. So a great, feel-good win here, feel-good vibes for the Washington Capitals to get this win in overtime. They win a lot of games in regulation. They lead the Eastern Conference in regulation wins. So that is a very positive sign for sure. But yeah, just vibes-wise, this one felt really good to get this one in extra time here tonight. And who else but Mr. should be on Team Canada, Jakob Chychrun with the overtime winner to seal it for the Caps. But we will get to that because first period, Dylan Strome appears to have scored the game's first goal. Pretty passing play by the Caps, and Strome puts it past Devils netminder Jake Allen. But as has so often been the case for the Washington Capitals, the goal gets overturned, this time by a coach's challenge for offside. And I had the New Jersey Devils broadcast through NHL Center Ice, so I don't know if the officials have another angle of this entry that we aren't seeing. But even the Devils broadcasters were saying that they didn't see how you would be able to overturn this, as there certainly did not appear to be anything conclusive about this replay. But the NHL, as they so often seem to do against the Caps, they take that must be conclusive guideline and they throw it right out the fucking window once again. They overturn the officials' initial decision on the ice that it was a good goal and that it was not offside. They overturn that. They overturn that call. They overturn the goal. They take it off the board for the Washington Capitals. Yet again, we have seen that so much this season, so much last season, and so much every season, it seems like. And so, yeah, that goal comes back off of the board for Dylan Strome, and it remains a 0-0 game. But not to worry, because Aliaksei Protas would get revenge for the Caps in hilarious fashion. 0.4 seconds remaining in the first period. He beats Jake Allen for the goal to put the Caps up 1-0 with, like I said, 0.4 seconds remaining in the first period. And what a heads up play by the captain, Alex Ovechkin here. This is why you play right to the whistle, right to the final buzzer of every period and of the hockey game. They teach you that from the time that you are like 4 years old, and Alex Ovechkin does exactly that here. The New Jersey Devils do not. Aliaksei Protas does that here. The New Jersey Devils do not. They are already halfway to their locker room here, it appears like, as Alex Ovechkin grabs this puck in the corner, whips it out front to Aliaksei Protas, who is unchecked there, unguarded at the front of the Devils net. He's all alone there in front of Jake Allen, and he is able to pop this puck past him for, like I said, the 1-0 Capitals lead. So Aliaksei Protas, 14th goal of the season already for the Caps, big power forward. Great goal here. Alex Ovechkin, like I said, the primary assist, the only assist on this goal, puts the Caps up 1-0, like I said, and obviously that is how the first period would end, with just 0.4 seconds remaining on the clock at the time that Protas scores this goal. Second period, Devils get the game's first power play and they score on it. Jesper Bratt 1-1. Moments later, Devils also get the game's second power play, but the Caps kill this one off, thankfully, and so it remains 1-1. Alex Ovechkin then rings the iron, which he would do multiple times in this game. But then right after that, Anthony Beauvillier puts the Caps up 2-1 after Jack Hughes turns over a puck in the slot here in his own defensive zone in the Devils' end of the ice, turns this puck over right in the slot to give the Washington Capitals a 3-on-0, literally a 3-on-0 right in front of their netminder, Jake Allen. So a great turnover there by Jack Hughes, and Anthony Beauvillier makes them pay. So Ovi, hits the pipe, right? He misses on that one, but then Bovey comes back and gets the goal. So beautiful stuff there by the Washington Capitals. The 3-on-0 in front of poor Jake Allen. Like I said, after that Jack Hughes turnover, Bovey, 7th goal of the season, puts the Caps up 2-1. The assist on that one, the primary assist and the only assist there goes to Aliaksei Protas. And yeah, putting the Caps up, like I said, 2-1 late here in the second period. And that is how the second period would end. Third period. 7 minutes in here, Jesper Bratt scores again to tie this thing up for the Devils 2-2. And then just 32 seconds later, Cody Glass gets on the board for the Devils, putting them up 3-2. And so the Washington Capitals, they have gone here from being up 2-1 to they are now down 3-2 in the third period here in a span of just 32 seconds. But never fear, because that is why you have the greatest goal scorer of all time on your hockey team. Caps with a great comeback shift after the Devils have just scored those 2 quick goals to take the lead. First, Aliaksei Protas rings the iron, but the Caps keep pressuring until finally Rasmus Sandin makes a gorgeous pass over to Alex Ovechkin on the left side of the ice, and Ovi buries it past Jake Allen. Tie game, baby. 3-3 for your Washington Capitals. So Devils, like I said, 2 quick goals to take the lead here in the third period, but then only about a minute and 45 seconds or so after that, it is the Caps coming right back and getting this thing tied up off of the stick of Alex Ovechkin for Ovi. That is his 15th goal of the season in this, his age 40 season. Unbelievable stuff for the Washington Capitals captain. The primary assist on that one, like I said, goes to Rasmus Sandin, gorgeous pass, and the secondary assist as well to Aliaksei Protas. So we're all tied up 3-3, but then late in regulation here, I told you that Alex Ovechkin hit a lot of iron in this game. He scores the game-tying goal here for the Caps in the third period, but he could have had even a couple more goals here, and he rings the pipe again here late in regulation of this tied hockey game. The puck stays out, it remains 3-3, and regulation ends. And so we will go to overtime, locked in, like I said, 3-3. 2 Metropolitan Division rivals going at it here tonight. A great hockey game, kind of fitting that this one goes past regulation. And so in overtime, it is Jakob motherfucking Chychrun, baby, again. He scores again. This guy, a defenseman, folks, has 15 goals on the season already. We're not even halfway through this season. He is on pace for more than 30 goals as a blue liner. Like I said, he is on pace to break the NHL's salary cap era record for goals in a single season by a defenseman. That record currently held by former Capital as well, Mike Green, with 31. So Jakob Chychrun has a chance to catch and surpass that this season. He is on pace for over 30 goals. This is his 15th goal of the season here for the Caps in overtime, wins the game, and it is a beauty, baby. Jakob Chychrun, he takes the pass from Nick Dowd in the neutral zone. And Jakob Chychrun said after the game, like, he was at the end of his shift here in overtime. He said he was pretty tired, but he sensed and he could see and he could feel that he had a little bit of a jump still on the Devils defenders here. And so he takes this puck and he takes off through the neutral zone, absolutely guns it at the end of his shift here. What a skater this guy is. Blows past everybody, comes in with the chance on Jake Allen. Jake Allen stops his initial shot, but then Jakob Chychrun crashing the net hard. He bats his own rebound, folks, out of mid-air and into the net, beating Jake Allen for the goal and for the 4-3 victory for his Washington Capitals. Beautiful, beautiful goal, beautiful individual effort there to win the game for the Caps by Jakob Chychrun on, like I said, his 15th goal of the season already. Just unbelievable stuff that we are seeing from this guy on the back end for the Washington Capitals. And yeah, assists on this one to Nick Dowd on the primary assist and to Dylan Strome as well, picking up a secondary assist on this one. 4-3, baby. Caps win in overtime against the Devils in New Jersey. And this is a huge 2 points. Like, I don't think that can be understated here. This is a massive, massive win on the road here for the Washington Capitals against a divisional opponent. a team that is behind them in the standings. They want to keep them behind them. So yeah, for the Caps to not only not let the Devils get the 2 points, but to not let them get the 2 points in regulation there. The Caps having been down, obviously 3-2 in the third period there before Alex Ovechkin tied this game up. To tie this up, to get it to overtime, and then to get the win and to create even an extra point of separation between yourself and the New Jersey Devils behind you. Huge win here for the Washington Capitals. What an effort. What a night. Great win for the good guys. All right, babes, that is going to be it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, I appreciate all of you so much. What a blast we are having here, especially when our Capitals win. What a night. Yeah, great game by the Caps and great game by the New Jersey Devils as well, honestly. Like, this was a phenomenal hockey game to watch. There were so many scoring chances both ways. Great goaltending on both sides. It was just a really fun game to watch. So props to both teams, but ultimately, right, we are happy that our Caps come out on top. A big 2 points, like I said here, for the Washington Capitals on the road, starting this section of the schedule here after the holiday break, starting it off on the right foot, right? So a big win for the Caps. Their next game will come up against the Florida Panthers in Florida on Monday, December 29th. So that will be the Caps' next stop on this road trip. And yeah, we will be right back here with you on the YouTube channel after that one, as we always are, with your post-game reaction videos. So join us here for that one. Spread the word. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your loved ones, anyone who is a Capitals fan, that we are here doing the recap videos after every Washington Capitals game. And again, babes, I appreciate all of you so much for watching. Thank you all so much for being here. Leave me your comments. What did you think of the win? What did you think of, the game as a whole? Were you nervous when the Caps went down there in the third period? Couple of quick goals, like I said, by the Devils. They're down 3-2. They come back. Alex Ovechkin goal ties it up. What did you think? Leave me your thoughts in the comments down below. Always love reading your guys' thoughts and insights on this team. Caps fans, such a smart bunch. Always have really great insights. So yeah, leave me your comments down below. Click on that like button if you don't mind. Subscribe if you have not already done so. And yeah, just thank you all so much for being here, and happy holidays. Again, I know I said that last video already, but if you're lucky, you're still celebrating, and still have some time off from work or school or whatever it may be here. So yeah, keep the good times coming, right? Happy holidays. Thank you all so much for being here. And until next time, babes, and as always, let's go, Caps.